Hello and welcome to another edition of the River Oaks Report from the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championship. I'm Blair Henley, sitting alongside our special guest today, Tennis Channel's Justin Gimelstob. Justin, thanks for being here.
Oh, it's great to be here. This is such an incredible event. It just keeps getting better and better. This year for Tennis Channel to have wall-to-wall coverage and to add the desk. This is always an event that the players love coming to and obviously is so appreciated by the patrons.
I wanted to take a moment to admire this desk here. The first time we've had this, we see this at slams, we see this at some Masters 1000 events. How special is it for the fans here in Houston and also the fans watching at home to have this kind of coverage?
Yeah, I think it brings an extra element to it. It's obviously the most important thing is what happens between the lines, but in today's day and age of access and information and personality and social media, people want the content, people want to hear from the talent and the players.
Well, we are wrapping up first round play on Tuesday. A couple matches we're looking at. Ernesto Escovedo, a surprise semifinalist last year, facing off against defending champion Stevie Johnson. High stakes, a lot of points to defend. What can we expect in that one?
Well, I think you hit it right on the head in terms of it's high stakes, a lot of points to defend. I think also the fact that that matchup is a first round matchup also underlies how great of a field they have at the tournament this year. But the Escovedo-Stevie Johnson matchup, a player that won it versus a player that broke through in Escovedo that got to the semifinals last year. Escovedo plays well in these conditions, the heavy conditions on the clay. Stevie does such a great job finding that forehand, using the slice, and obviously the emotional win last year. Whichever player holds serve better and also, as you mentioned, handles the moment will be the player that advances in that one.
30-year-old Tim Smyczek taking on 20-year-old Taylor Fritz. Taylor is, as of relatively recently, working with a colleague of yours, Paul Annacone. What do you expect to come out of that partnership?
Well, Paul's an incredible coach and has had tremendous success there, and he's been a great member of our team, and he understands the game, and he understands how to try and get the best out of his players. I mean, Taylor Fritz has got a very, very advanced game, very skilled player. I think he has an amazing future. He also has a very good team around him. David Nankin is here with him as well. I've actually worked, Paul Annacone coached me and David Nankin coached me, so I know how good of coaches those guys are. If they could coach me, they could definitely coach a great talent like Taylor Fritz. Great to see Taylor having that big breakthrough in Indian Wells earlier this year, and I just love his game. I love the way he goes about it. I love his technique. I love his fundamentals, and I think the added dimension of adding Paul Annacone to the team, it's only going to help.
Yeah. Well, we have a couple of interesting qualifiers playing on Tuesday as well. Mirmir Kecmanovic, 18 years old, former junior #1 from Serbia, and my personal favorite story, Yoshihito Nishioka, 22 years old, tore his ACL last year in Miami, is back playing, blew through qualies. You would have no idea that he was injured. He could be a dark horse against Zeballos.
Great call. You know your tennis, exactly right. Nishioka, that was a real disappointment. Last year he was playing so well when he blew out his knee, actually playing against Jack Sock. He was beating him in Acapulco. He's a very crafty guy. I don't know if you ever remember Marcelo Rios. He reminds me a lot of his game, former world #1. The way the left, he takes that backhand early, smooth transition, obviously moves so well.
I want to take you back to your playing days for a second. We have a lot of guys here who are playing their very first clay match of the year. We have guys coming from Davis Cup who 2 days ago were playing on hard court indoors. How tough is it to play that first match on clay of the season?
Yeah, I think a lot of it also depends on how familiar and how comfortable you are on the surface and how often you play on it. But yeah, for Americans or for someone like myself who grew up playing on much faster courts and even indoor tennis, it's a big adjustment. Shot selection, movement, spin.
Do you get to play on the clay at all these days? Any red clay on your shoes?
I brought my clay court shoes and I'll be out there playing on these legendary courts.
All right, well, Justin, thank you so much. We will be back every day for another edition of the River Oaks Report. In the meantime, make sure to follow us on social media at Men's Clay Court. We'll see you next time.